Jaii in the building. What's good?
Oh, wow. That was such a nice intro. Thank you. Hey, y'all. Thank you for having me.
Definitely. Definitely. I'm so excited to be interviewing you. Thank you for, having me pull up out here.
Come to mi casa, su casa, where I enjoy my vibes every night.
Right. We are at a studio, and I know that you are starting your artist career very, 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 very soon.
Yes.
In the baking.
Yes. So I have a record release right now. It's called Can You Feel That? But I have some things in the vault. We are releasing a lot coming summer, and yeah, it's time.
Wow. So before we get into all of that, I'd like to get to know a little more about you and your hosting journey for, one host to another, and
Sure.
you're way more experienced. You started this when you were like 15.
You been doing research.
I know.
Oh, wow. I did start at 15.
Wow. So how was that in high school? I know we have a similar background. All that kind of started later than you did. But just from 15, I know that I struggled with just going. You're in the adult world.
Right.
And being around adults at such a young age, you kind of start changing certain habits.
Yeah.
So how was it like, intertwining your life outside of school and integrating it with it?
It was, honestly, I never really thought about it until you said it. Like, it did have an influence because I was hosting 18 and up parties. I was out every weekend. My parents were stressed out every weekend because literally I'm going out, but it's not like out. I'm like working. Like, I was getting 100 or 200 a night, Friday and Saturday. And for a 15, 16-year-old, that's awesome. Like, and I get to go party with my friends. My friends get in free. Like, it's lit. This is great. This is life. Like, yeah, so it definitely had an effect as far as like because I was going to the radio station midday, so I would go to school, then like 12:30 I would go to the radio station. So I would say I missed out on a lot of the like school experiences because I wasn't able to dedicate to cheerleading. I wasn't able to dedicate to like the debate club, things that I was a part of, but I was so deep into radio and entertainment that Monday through Friday I'm at the radio station, Friday night, Saturday night I'm hosting. So that was like my world.
So you're from Detroit, so let me know, like, what is some things that you do back home that you're dying to do?
When I go back home, honestly, I just like to kick it with the family. Like, I just like to see my siblings. I have a 9-year-old brother, a 19-year-old sister. So I like to see my parents, just go see fam. Of course, go to Coney Island, get the wings and the chili cheese fries.
Coney Island in Detroit? There's a Coney Island in Detroit?
It's not like New York Coney Island.
Okay.
People always get that confused. No, Coney Island is a spot that's open 24 hours, and you can get whatever you want. They have the best chicken wings. They're called wing things. They have chili cheese fries, gyros, everything. Like, that's where you go after the club. 3 a.m., 4 a.m. is open. You can get pancakes, whatever you want.
Right. So, and I'm so inspired by you. You came to Atlanta with only $300 in your pocket.
You need your research.
Oh my God! Listen, it's my job. So
hold on. Wow. Hold on, y'all. I got to look at my bestie. I'm good over here. All right. Yeah, okay. Wow, you did research.
Well, I wanted to know because I literally not too long did the same thing, and I wanted to know, like, what was your hardships? Like, what hardships did you go through, even just coming to Atlanta and nobody really knew you like that, to now being on an actual radio show, doing your thing, people know you, so how was that? Like, how was your hardship?
It was,
and what did you have to go through?
Well, it was definitely hard because I was 19. My mom was worried, I'm leaving Detroit, I'm 19, I'm going to Atlanta. Now, it was familiar because I do have family here. My grandparents are here, my father's here, so I had family, so I had support. But of course, I'm leaving my mom's nest, so she's nervous. I didn't really have money saved. I had like a little Honda, girl. I packed my Honda up and got on 75 with my grandmother. Like, it was a lot, but I went through some things. Like, I think when I first got here, I moved in. I had 3 roommates.
Okay.
We stayed on the east side in Decatur. Like, I didn't know anything about it. It was like one of those, I seen it on Google. It looked nice. I get there. It was horrible. Like, when I pass by now on Candler Road, I'm like, I stay here. Like, so, stayed there for like 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
All the roommates got into it. One of the roommates got pregnant by the male roommate. It just got real crazy. So I had to move in with my grandmother. My grandparents are pastors. So like, I'm going out on Saturday nights to host. They're going to church on Sunday. My grandma's scared. It was a lot. It was. And I just had to work through it all.
And what are some rookie mistakes that you've made in the past that you don't do now?
Probably just let my anxiety get to me. I've learned, like, it's a mind thing, and once your anxiety starts, it starts to make me forget everything. So it's like, if my anxiety starts and it's like I had a lineup of songs I was thinking about, I will totally forget everything. So it's like, before it gets too deep, I'm like, nope, not even can take myself there, breathe. Shout out to my best friend Jaii, who is keeping me on my breathing. So I just remember to breathe and remember it's all in my head, calm myself down, and get it right.
Between you being a media personality, DJ, hosting, just overall broadcasting journalist and artist, what's your favorite part about it all?
How it makes people feel.
Really?
Yeah, just when I say, like, it all goes into the same niche with me. Like, if I'm hosting, doing a motivational video, if I'm DJing, if I'm creating a song or performing a song, I know that has an effect on a person. Like, just by the words that you say, whether you're speaking it or putting it in the song, it can change a person's day. If I play the right song or say the right thing on the mic or create the right vibe, I can make your whole night of why you went out a good night. Like,
right.
And I feel like that's why people listen to music. That's why people go out. They're looking for an outlet. They're looking for a good time. They're looking for something to make them feel better. And that is the pleasure for me. I literally had people come to my DJ booth and cry. Like,
really?
And me, I'm like a Leo. I'm awkward. I'm like, oh, are you okay? Like, I don't know, but I've had people come and say, like, your energy just made me feel so much better. My boyfriend just cheated. I just want to come out and have a good night, or you inspire me, or whatever. Yes, that is what makes it worth it.
What were some insecurities you had when you first started?
More just like maybe just appearance. Like, I'm a smaller girl, so even with moving to Atlanta, this is the big thighs, biscuits and bones. You know what I'm saying? Like, and my grandma, she a country bumpkin, she thick, honey. So it was more of like just not wanting to do surgery and not wanting to go into the realms of what everybody else is doing. So that was like a big insecurity. And honestly, I know that being a woman is my power, but especially in the club, you can be outpowered. So when I would be hosting with my counterpart males, it would kind of be a little challenging. Like, or sometimes I've had males who try to intimidate me as a woman, rather it was a host or a DJ. I've had times where I host, and because we're women and our voice is a little lighter, the DJ or the sound guy has to turn our mic up higher than the males. Right. So I've had times where the male will try to switch the mic with me so I have the lower mic, or he'll try to say more than me so that he outshines me. You know what I'm saying? Like, ew! Like,
right.
Like, I've had that. Or when I came to DJ and something might not 100% be right with the sound, so I just have one question, like, well, how do y'all do this? Or how is y'all sound connected to this so that I can do this with my tables? And I've had DJs or sound people like, I didn't know what I was doing. Excuse me, I'll just do it. Like, no, I'm going to do it. I know what I'm doing, but this is your home, so I'm asking you, for a particular
something might not be working. Like,
it's your system. Like,
Right. So I want to get more into your new journey, which is definitely music. When did you figure out you wanted to even do that?
I figured out I wanted to do radio DJ and music at 14, 13. Like, literally
music included, because I know you're like, now you're gonna start doing visuals. You're gonna start performing, talking to the crowd.
So ready.
What made you ready for that? Like,
so
really?
It's been a journey. just to give a little backstory, again, at 14, my mom was like, what do you want to do? I was like, I want to do radio. I want to be on your personality. And she was like, well, I know you're going to want more than that. And she literally Googled it. She was like, it says they make $26,000 a year. You're not going to want to do that. And I was like, well, I'm going to start there. And then I'm going to start DJing. And I'm going to eventually go into music. And I'm just going to let everything fall together, you know, and I'm going to go get outside money. Like, of course, it's about, I had literally had it mapped out then. I'm like, Ma, it's about sponsorships, it's about shows and stuff like
your
that.
Brand.
Yeah, it's about your brand.
Yeah.
I don't think I used that word because I didn't know that then. But
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just telling her, like, it's about this and that, you know. So I always had it in the plan.
It's really good and brave of you doing that, because you, even in the industry, you know how long people actually work to even get somewhere.
Right.
You know?
Right. Or even how people will close their door on a person who was a DJ or a radio personality first. Like, you know what I'm saying? People who won't even open their ears and mind to the fact that this is your passion or this is where the universe is taking you.
Before we get into what you got going on for the fans, I like to play a little game called Plead the Fifth. Yes! We will answer, well, you'll answer 5 questions, random questions, and the catch is that you will be pleading the fifth or telling the truth, but you have to tell the truth and you will be swearing on your career. Okay? So before we start, you gotta swear. You gotta say, I, Amber J.
I got some wine. Come here. Okay. I, Amber J.
Swear to tell nothing but the truth.
Swear to tell nothing but the truth.
Or plead the fifth.
Or plead the fifth.
On these next 5 questions. I will swear on my career.
I swear on my career.
Definitely. So, first question I have is, what is something that you do that no one knows that you do?
I talk to my teddy bears in my room.
For real?
And they have names, and my best friend said yes. She's shaking her head yes. I literally treat them like kids. Like, if they fall on the floor, I pick them up, put them back on the bed. Like,
your teddy bears?
Yeah.
Wow.
I have 3 of them. Gigi, Big Bear, and Sabi.
Okay, wasn't expecting that. Okay. Number 2, have you ever kissed a girl?
Damn. Yeah. I did.
Question number 3. Have you ever took a dump in one of your crush's crib for the first time?
Yes. Wait, for the first
For the first time you met them?
I'm sure.
Really?
And that's honestly, that's a thing that me and Scream laugh about all the time, because he's like, you just don't have any care when it comes to that. If I have to use the bathroom, I have to use the bathroom. The next one is
question number 4. Have you ever been jealous of somebody, and why?
I think when I was a kid, but my mom got me out of it as a child. Like, when I was a child, I did compare myself to people because we grew up in the hood. Like, I grew up in Detroit, the worst zip code, like, of the city. And I would go to the west side, or I would go to an outskirts school, and I'm like, well, why they got a swimming pool, and why your parents drive this type of car, and your daddy is in the car with you? Why my daddy not in the car? Like, you know. So, but my mom, she got me out of that as a child. Like, she explained to me, you know,
you can't act like that.
Yeah, like, this is your life, this is your path. God blessed you for what he blessed you with. Like, you don't need to be, you know. So I got out of that, and I'm glad I did, especially being in this entertainment world. Like, I'm glad I got out of that.
It could be a whole downer if you like that.
Oh, it could be. I mean, I've seen people who I helped make it beyond passing me at this moment. So, you know, like, of course I could be jealous easily, but I choose not to.
But what is for you is for you.
It's for you, what's for your path, your timing, your journey is for you.
What was the last thing you ever got beaten for from your parents?
Got a whooping for?
Yeah. The last thing.
My mom's so sweet. Like, what did she whoop me for? I mean, I think the last time I got a whooping was in elementary, and I was bad. I was getting suspended. I was fighting. See, what happened was, in 3rd grade, somebody tried to bully me, and that was the worst thing somebody could have did, because I went on, like, rampage. Like, anybody that said something, I'm like, what? Stop me up. Yeah, it was like, I was getting suspended back to back. Like, rest in peace, my granddaddy. So he was sitting outside of my school one day. Like, well, every day he would come to the school before I got out of school, just to make sure, like, I didn't get into no fight, no confrontations. Like, he would be waiting outside, like, get in this car.
Definitely.
I grew from that though. That was 5th grade.
You grown now.
Oh my God, that was 5th grade.
Definitely. So, what do you have coming up for the fans? You know, we want to know.
You know, so I don't consider them my fans. They are my babies.
Okay.
They are my precious little babies because anybody who supports me or loves me, that's my baby. Like, oh my God, just appreciate you. You're like a little precious human to me. Like, but so I have some records dropping. Make sure you download Can You Feel That, which was my first record dropped. But I have some records coming. I'm gonna keep the project on the low, but we got records, we got visuals, and I have my dancers doing a Can You Feel That dance. Is that all I have coming up, Kima? Is that it? I have my store, AJ Collection. I'm in a couple shows that come out next year, but I'm non-disclosures for those, so I can't really say anything. But as far as the music, like summertime is lit. We're going up, like that's all I know. Like I'm just finally out of my comfort zone. I'm just ready to tap in. Like I'm ready to perform. That's what I do anyway. You know, like even when I'm DJing, I'm jumping on tables anyway. Like you know, like I'm raging anyway. So yeah, I got some things in the vault, and I'm excited to drop it. Like I'm excited.
Well, I really appreciate you. I can't wait to hear that awesome music. If you guys don't know, now you know. You are watching The Pull Up. I'm your host, Arisha, and I'm here with Amber J. See you till next time.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.